sometimes this dollars per square foot can be off. Now the reason why that is small homes get a bonus per square foot, large homes get penalized. Determining property value the right way. Hi guys, Stefan Arnio here. Really excited to share with you guys how to determine property value the right way. Now lots of people are always asking, they say, Stefan, you're an award-winning investor, award-winning entrepreneur, you published a book, Money People Deal. It's a good book if you want to go buy it. It's on Amazon or moneypeopledeal.com. And they say, how do you value properties the right way? And one word that people are always trying to figure out is this magic word we call ARV. The R, how do we get the after repair value? You know, if you're looking to flip properties, or if you're looking to do some rental properties, or whatever property you're trying to work with, what is going to be the maximum value, the after repair value of this property once we're done with it? Now here's the thing, your whole business runs on ARV. If you get ARV wrong, you are cooked. If it's too high, you're in trouble. If it's too low, if you're too low with the ARV, you can probably recover. But this is the most important number in your business. This is the number one number that you have to know. And this is why people always want to know, how do I determine the property value the right way? Now there's three ways that we can do this. Way number one, I call it comps. And comps is short for comparables. Comparables in residential real estate, you know, I'm going to assume most of us are dealing with residential resale homes. So if we are looking at homes, if we have, this is our home, and if we are trying to determine the ARV of this home, we will look through the MLS and we want to find, I would say, 2 to 3 homes that are just like it, that have sold in the last couple months. Now depending on your market, how fast, how slow that market moves, it might be acceptable in your market to go back 3 months for comparables. It might be 6 months, it might even be a year, depending on how slow or how fast your market's moving. I like to say in the last 6 months for my market and my purposes. Even better would be the last 3 months if things are changing. So we want to know what has sold in the last little bit. And comparables are really interesting because, you know, realtors are not trained very well. In most areas, realtors are trained very poorly. They give them one multiple choice test. They don't really know real estate that well. They don't know selling that well. It's not really their fault for being so ignorant. It's just they just don't know what they don't know. So when you ask for comparables, you know, they might give you 3 homes. Here you have an apple. I'm going to draw an apple. So we have this home as an apple. This home is also an apple. Then we have an orange, and then this thing down here is a banana. So they'll send you 3 homes, apple, orange, banana, and you have an apple. Now unfortunately, the orange and the banana don't compare to the apple. We need apples to apples comps. And what that means is they need to be the same on a few things. We need the same vintage. So the same vintage is very simple. That's within the same decade. So a 1930s house matches a 1930s house. A 1940s house matches a 1940s house. You can't match a 1920 to a 1960s. It doesn't work like that. We have to be within similar square foot of each other. So I like to say within 300 square feet. You can adjust this number though, depending on your market. I like my comps to be within 300 square feet of each other. The next thing is we need similar style, okay? So you can't take a 1.5 story and compare it to a bungalow. You can't take a 2.5 story and compare it to a 2 story. 1 3/4 story, very confusing style. Or you know, you might have a ranch style house and then you might have a railroad style house or a colonial or these different types of homes. You can't compare them. Again, apples have to go to apples. You can't compare an apple to an orange or a banana. So we got a couple things there. The next thing is we have to be in the same neighborhood. And we can't be crossing any major barriers. So, you know, if we have 5 comps and they're all on the good side of the highway or the good side of the railroad tracks, and you have one on the bad side of the railroad tracks, you can't cross. You know, if you have, here's your map, here's the railroad tracks. If you have 3 comps up here and one comp here, this one does not count like those ones do. They have to be in the same area. If you had a major street going here, these two go together, this one doesn't. So you can't go across barriers with your comparables. So comparables is one way to actually look at the homes on an MLS style. You can compare all these little things here. The second way, and this is one of my favorite ways, and I find to be one of the easiest ways, is a visual approach. Okay, so I will go on MLS, you can see the old pictures, you can see the new pictures. The pictures is one of the fastest ways to get the apples to apples and the apples to oranges. You can find out pretty quick if these homes actually match or not. Now, visual approach today is even better. We have things like Google. You can go on Google Street View and stand outside the home on the street from the comfort of your home. You can wear underwear, not even get dressed, and you can see on Google what this home looks like. Now, what else is great about Google is you can see sometimes what the home used to look like. If it's old enough, you can see it on Google. So you can do a visual approach and figure out, do we have apples to apples or apples to oranges? Third way, and this is, I find this to be a little bit less accurate, a little less good, but also can be good when you need it, CMA, comparable market analysis. And this is a statistical report, okay? Statistics. So this will take your apples, your oranges, everything, and it will spit out a report. Now this is going to give us $dollars per square foot. Now here's the problem with statistics. Statistics can lie sometimes, they can be manipulated. If you don't have the right homes in there for the CMA, sometimes this dollars per square foot can be off. Now the reason why that is small homes get a bonus per square foot. Large homes get penalized. Okay, so if you start mixing small homes, large homes, all the homes, they might say over here is 200 a square. Here's 175 per square in this area. This area might be 50 per square, and this area might be 100 per square in the general area. So CMA, not really my favorite, but depending on the data you have to work with, my favorite would be like so. I would do every day of the week. This is my first favorite choice, is the visual approach. My second favorite would be to use the actual specimens. And my third favorite choice would be to use the comparables, or the CMA statistics, because I find the statistics are a little bit less accurate. Now one more thing, you can't always find the exact apple or the exact orange, so sometimes what you have to do is come in here and do a couple adjustments. So you have to come in, look at these things. Maybe you got a garage or don't have a garage. You know, you got to sometimes adjust the prices. Maybe the ARV comes in at 180, but it's missing a garage, so you take off 10 grand for the garage. Sometimes you get this, I was doing a deal today actually, for example, where the best comp was 170, now I had a much newer vintage, and I had a full basement, so I adjusted it up 10 grand because a full basement is worth quite a lot in my market, and also the newer vintage is usually worth a premium. So sometimes you get all this together, you don't get the answer you want, then you have to start making some adjustments. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how do you determine property value the right way. I'm Stefan Arneo. If you love what you see here, please like, share, subscribe, comment below. I want to hear from you guys. I'm Stefan Arneo. I'll see you on the next video.